Welcome to the Nitpicking Nerds. Today, we're doing something for Pride Month.
And we're not talking about the sin, neither.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, Beezy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. Do you like celebrating LGBTQI plus communities? If you do, I'm not saying it's against the law to subscribe, but you might get in legal trouble.
Yeah, and besides, you want to be subscribed to our channel because our subscribers are 10% more proud of who they are. Disclaimer guy here. The Nitpicking Nerds hope you're proud of who you are no matter what, regardless if you subscribe or not.
And since it is the month of big business pretending that they care about gay people offering the same exact products, we figured we'd do something very similar.
The same product, but with rainbows on it.
And there's like a filter over it. Full disclosure, I'm straight.
I'm gay.
So we have complete authority to make all of these statements we're about to make. I do want to point out my favorite meme about Pride Month. It is a scene from Spider-Man 1. It is Harry Osborn's dad, Norman Osborn, saying, you know, I'm something of a homosexual myself. It's like companies during Pride Month. I love it so much. It's just Spider-Man, memes, hating on big business. It's everything.
But what are we doing?
This is a deck tech. So we have actually built a deck, a functional deck that you could technically buy and play with a commander and 99 cards in it. Every single card in the deck, barring like half the lands, is related to gay culture, representation, LGBTQI plus communities. Like there's language, there's some lingo, there's some like archetypes of things, objects. I think we might as well just get into it.
Yeah, we're going to explain almost a vast majority of the cards in this deck, actually. We're going to go into a lot of detail.
This is a big one.
Yeah.
But who's the commander and why?
The commander is Morphine. And now we wanted to go full rainbow so we could have all 5 colors.
Can't exclude black. There's some key black cards we need to talk about.
You can't say that.
It takes all colors to make a rainbow.
All right.
Not in Pride Month. We're not excluding black.
Kineos and Tiro is the other choice that you can have for this deck.
Because they're gay couple.
They're the gay,
openly gay couple on a magic card.
Yeah, openly gay couple on a magic card. That's the other one. But Morphine is also a changeling. Meaning he could take any form. He could take...
I was just going to say he's gender fluid. He's like creature fluid.
He is gender fluid.
He's literally fluid.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably ways you can spin changelings to be an insult. We only mean it in the most positive way. We're not trying to insult anybody, and I'm never going to say that again for the rest of the video.
Yeah, for the rest of the video, let it be noted right now, we're not trying to insult anybody, and we definitely are in full support of the LGBTQI plus community.
Yeah. Okay. So the first category is LGBT characters in Magic. So this is just legendary, one of people who exist who have some characteristic that we will celebrate during Pride Month.
First up is Alesha, who smiles at death, who is a trans woman.
It's actually the only transgender Magic character, and I have absolutely no idea why that is, because any given, like, representation is great, and it's cool to see yourself in the game you play. Why are there not just like 15 trans characters or 20? It's so easy and so trivial to change the sexuality of anyone when it could make someone's day and make someone's new favorite card.
Yeah, and then when you introduce it right away, it's much better because when you retcon that this character was trans the whole time, it definitely has less of a feel good. It's like
it softens the impact.
If Nissa turned out to be trans the whole time, it just wouldn't have the same.
It's like, oh, when we met her in like 2009, like 12 years ago.
And she was a racist, and now she's suddenly trans 12 years later.
Right, that would be dumb. But I like when we introduce it, and we've only done it once, and even that was like, 8 years ago now?
Yeah.
Maybe come back to it. Gonti and Yeheni are Aetherborn from Kaladesh. They are energy beings. No gender. They are non-binary.
Yeah, I think they use gender neutral, or they use they, them.
They, them.
Yep.
And they both have different personalities. Gonti is a mob boss, and Yeheni says darling a lot.
Yeheni is...
That's the only thing I know about Yeheni.
Yeheni is a sweetheart. Yeheni's a real sweetheart.
They are.
Yeah. Ah! What about Halar, the Fire Fletcher?
Okay, so I didn't know this one, and we kind of were looking it up. Halar just doesn't use binary pronouns. Halar uses non-binary pronouns.
No, which is interesting. It doesn't really put them...
them.
It doesn't really put them. I'm not even...
I don't know the Elvish pronoun they use. It could be like ploop.
Ploop.
I don't know if ploop uses which pronoun.
Yeah, I don't know what pronouns they use.
Ploop uses.
Ploop uses. I don't know which pronoun Ploop uses, but Fire Fletcher What does poop identify as? I'm not sure.
It makes me think of Liar Liar, because when he loses his job, they fired Fletcher. That's what it makes me think of every time.
All right.
Yeah, every time.
Sure.
And we already mentioned Kinyos and Tiro, first openly gay couple on a Magic card, straight up. It's awesome. I think the card does a lot for like flavor too. They're helping a civilization thrive.
I mean, the interesting
Look what
thing
we've built together.
I want to see, like, the interesting thing about this card is I think this is like the perfect example of how to do a gay card. It's like it doesn't even have to be. It barely has to be said that they're gay anywhere. It's implied,
right?
And it's shown through art and through slight little flavor text. It's like
that's true.
That's how you should do it.
They're not like making out and with like rubbing each other's nipples or something. I don't know what gay people do.
That's all we do. We just go.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. That they did a great job with this.
Actually, Karn does do that.
There was a whole article that was kind of bashing this, but we weren't going to read it because
it was like some dumb essay that was bashing this card for like reasons that didn't make any sense. So I guess negative shout out to that dude. If you're watching, like and subscribe. Ovia Pashiri, Sage Life Crafter, just so happens to be a lesbian. And I just realized we're reading none of these cards, and I think that's okay.
we don't have to read the
We're
cards.
reading the flavor. Oh, this deck sucks. I'm sorry. There's a lot of legendary creatures. There's a lot of planeswalkers. This deck can do things. Maybe we'll read the cards that are lesser known, but I feel like the legendary creatures and planeswalkers, at least, we just don't have to read them.
It's not about what the cards do. The cards are all on screen. You're seeing pictures of the cards. You can read what they do. It's all about why is this card in the deck?
Like, I think we'll read some of the jankier ones because they're funny. But I'm not going to read Ovia Pashiri because it's a fine card.
It's a perfectly usable card. Makes some tokens, but she's a lesbian, and I actually just learned that one today too. I
didn't read the story for that stuff, so yeah. I can't really say if it was. I'm sure it was at the time. What a weird character to make gay after the fact.
So next one we have Tomic, Distinguished Advocist.
Yeah, he is from Ravnica, and his boyfriend Ral is also from Ravnica, and Ral is a planeswalker.
Yeah, and they're gay together.
I think at first they were not open about it. From what I was reading, I think at first they kind of kept it a secret, and then in the book, it's like, wait, why are we doing this? Let's just make them a couple.
In the secret,
like they were a gay couple, but not. I'm not talking about the War of the Spark book. I'm talking about like other stuff.
Okay.
Like years ago.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Like maybe back in like Dragon's Maze.
Yeah.
They were not super open, but I have absolutely no problem with a gay couple being
another
open.
Interesting thing I read. I don't know. It was weird to read. It's like homophobia doesn't exist on the Magic planes. It's like I don't know how to take that.
Wait, that's just that's a fact.
That's it was something I read. I don't know if that's true.
That's
or
just
not.
Weird.
It's just kind of strange.
That's like saying arachnophobia doesn't exist, or like racism doesn't exist.
Yeah,
it's
more
weird.
like saying racism doesn't exist.
I
do not think
all gay people are spiders.
I don't think that homophobia is comparable to arachnophobia.
Well, it's just like being irrationally afraid of something. Like obviously one's dumber than the other.
Well, yeah, but homophobia has taken on the meaning of just basically.
Well, yeah, now it's like against.
Yeah, exactly.
I am against spiders though.
BZ is very against.
Let me tell you, I've killed a lot of spiders.
What's the next one we got?
It's Ashiok. Ashiok has about 12 cards. We just included the best one from War of the Spark. Non-binary. Their face is actually, if you look closely on every one of the cards, it's mist. It's actually not a face. The upper half is mist.
Yeah, so that usually we can't identify.
And down below, it's all mist. The lower half also mist. Any part that would make you help determine.
Any sort of thing that would allow you to determine it. And the voice is just a girl and a guy mixed. It sounds like.
Right. You can even look for like dumb gender stereotype stuff, like are their nails painted? It's mist.
Doesn't matter what you do. I think their nails are like black.
Mist.
Black mist.
Mist.
Next is Chandra. I believe Chandra is confirmed to be bisexual. At least that's the way she talks about Nissa in the books, and also the way she talks about Gideon.
So there was a whole thing where one of the I don't really agree with all the outrage going on about the Chandra Nissa shipping, and they stopped that where they're just friends now. I don't really care. I don't have a vested interest in it, but it was dumb. Like I can look at it and be like, why would you do that? Like obviously they're setting up some kind of romance angle, and then they literally were like, Chandra sees Nissa as a friend and like loved Gideon.
Also,
that's what all the like decidedly male stuff was.
Also, besides anything, in real life, people can have feelings for each other. They could even both be romantically attracted to each other. And sometimes things don't work out that way. Let's just say Chandra absolutely loves Nissa. Nissa absolutely loves Chandra. And they just never said it to each other. That comes to a point of like, okay, it just didn't happen. And that stuff happens in real life.
Yeah, I at the end of the War novel, I didn't get so much of a vibe of I'm not a lesbian or attracted to women or bi. I'm 100% homosexual. I got a vibe of, Nissa, you're a really great friend. I love you.
And we'll see how this. We're not pushing any necessarily where we're gonna go with our relationship.
Oh, you know what couple is garbage? Jason Vraska. There you go. I'll hate on that couple.
Yeah, that one's weird. That one's super weird. I mean, I know that like Gorgon and human takes on like a race aspect.
Well, the interracial, I mean, that doesn't even have a factor. That's so stupid.
It comes off.
Jace was just like, that was a great date, and she was like, oh, I love you, Jace.
I don't know. That comes off as so weird to me. I can't get over it. Like Gorgon with snake hair just isn't comparable.
Really? That you're comparing the races? I'm comparing how it's written. It's written like poop.
Well, yeah, I agree it's written like that, but that weirds me out. I don't know why. Specifically, like snake hair lady and guy.
Medusa and Mickey Mouse. Oko is the last one with no lead-in. We don't really have any information on Oko, but what did he look like to you?
In the definition of in gay terms, he is 100% a twink, a super twink.
You're going to have to describe all of these, and I want to hear most of them from you. Of the like, I don't know, what are you, super types that a gay man can fall into physically?
A twink is a skinny, younger male who is usually hairless with boyish features.
Oko just happens to also be a supermodel.
Yes, and also Oko is ridiculously hot, especially for a magic card with gray skin.
Yeah.
Take that into consideration.
All right, so there's what is the next category here is creature type matters in terms of how they maybe factor into the Pride Month.
Yeah, so the first one, and there's 3 of them here.
I thought this was a big brain move on my part.
They're allies. I picked them. No.
You literally didn't.
I said allies.
No, I had ally encampment in here hours ago, hours before you mentioned anything, and I wanted to come back to it. But I thought ally was so fitting. Literally, like, I'm an ally of this.
There's also there's a half of a joke here that, again, I don't want to have to say this.
No, you don't. Just don't say it.
It's funny. These are allies that tap allies, so I thought that was funny.
Yes.
They tap each other.
They tap each other. There's the Flame Seeker. That's a given. Harabaz Druid gives you mana equal to the number of allies you control, and Malakir Soothsayer, I'm just going to make something up. I think it draws a card and loses a life.
I think it gains a life.
Draw a card, gain a life. There you go. That's what it does. Okay, let's get into the weirder stuff.
So creature type matters. Grizzly bear. A bear is a bigger, hairier gay man.
Some people are going to get so educated right now.
Yeah, that's what a grizzly bear is, or a bear, I guess. Like, you could call him a grizzly bear, but you don't really have to.
Right. We ignore the fact that this is a bear. Change them all to human something.
Yeah. A long tusk cub, which is a cub. A cub is a term for a younger gay bear. So basically,
long tusk cub, and then long tusk. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's well endowed. Phase dolphin. A dolphin. I forget what a dolphin was. These are all so weird to form.
I forgot what a dolphin was. Use your Google powers.
It's a man with slippery blubber skin who makes creatures unblockable. That's what a dolphin is. But it's something. What was a wolf? It was a dominant, younger man.
Bear, I think.
Who had bearish features, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what we guys. The next one is Silkwing Scout. Again, we're not offending anybody. It's a fairy. It's funny. Do I have to say why that's funny?
No.
It's a fairy.
Fairies. A squadron hawk. I think a hawk is sort of the gay man equivalent to a cougar.
Yes.
Basically, right? Is older, seeking younger.
Yeah, essentially.
And Squadron hawk, 1/1 for 2. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for any number of cards named Squadron Hawk, put them into your hand. This is Commander. So this is 1 and a white for a 1/1 flyer. Shuffle your library. I think that's super underrated. Shuffle your library for 2 mana. Don't sleep on Squadron Hawk and Commander.
And the last one is Thieving Otter, which is a bear, but they're skinnier. That's basically the gist of it.
Yes, otters. Thankfully, Ikoria, honestly, providing like a third of this deck. I don't know, maybe like 10%. But there's weirdly a bunch of Ikoria cards. Like, there's no otters in Magic, except for really like Ikoria stuff.
It's great.
So Thieving Otter is the memeiest of all the otters, except maybe Lutri, but she's banned.
This is a bad gay man who just goes around and stealing stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant otters are bad gay men. We're not saying that.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, next we kind of just have LGBT lingo.
Oh, this one's good.
Primarily, I would say gay lingo.
Yeah, but
this is for y'all gay men out there.
Yeah, this is more of like drag terms, gay culture, and
this
stuff
didn't even
like
come from us. This came from Joe's boyfriend, Chad.
Yeah, this is stuff that I don't really know that well because I don't really do too much of like watching the drag shows and all that, so or listening to like the drag music or anything along that line.
If you've seen the Nitpicking Queens, though,
They do.
we affiliate with drag queens.
Yes. So first we have body snatcher.
Yeah. So snatched means you look so good, I would like to appropriate and steal your look, aka I would like to snatch it. So you look snatched, amazing.
You're gonna
body snatcher, that is a man who goes around snatching.
Yeah, exactly. You go around snatching bodies.
The next one's really great because we'll just say what it is.
So-
Party, that's too many syllables or too many letters or something. So they changed it to Kiki. Let's go have a Kiki.
Yep.
Kiki Jiki.
A Kiki Jiki party.
We're
The
so
Breaker.
clever.
Yeah, this is a Kiki. A Kiki is just a party, like BZ said, where you spill
out.
where you spill tea or whatever.
Tea is truth.
Tea is truth. Yes.
This is the most informative video we've ever done and has nothing to do with magic.
Oh yeah, we're talking. There's a lot about gay culture in here. Yes.
This is not our usual stuff if this is your first video.
And no, I mean
We also make Commander content.
this is a commander. This is a deck.
Okay, Freddie Mercury's gay. So, if you were to cosplay as Freddie Mercury, you might be classified as a mercurial pretender. It's a 5-mana clone that enters as a copy of a creature you control, but you could play 2 blue to bounce it. That's probably the deepest we go on.
That was the
whole-
funniest one.
That's like real deep.
And if you don't know, a drag queen is a guy who dresses up as a female in
Sort of an alter ego.
yeah, sort of like that. And we have Queen Marchesa because
Yes, Queen.
Yas Queen Marchesa. Now,
Best
that's-
queen ever. This card is actually amazing. This is probably the best card in the deck. We'll just give her the gourmet bagel.
Sure.
Good job.
Good job being the gourmet big. And another queen, we have this one's great actually. The name just applies. So it's Alaya, queen among bears.
Yeah,
Come on.
it's
Bears?
accurate to this deck. It's accurate to real life. It's 2 gay terms in one.
It's so good. You have a queen among. It's just come on.
And don't forget the synergy with grizzly bears, which is in this deck. It will enter as a 4/4.
That is true. I didn't think about that.
So we have Rashka the Slayer is next.
Slay.
Slay means to own a look or an activity.
Yes. Another.
She is a 5-mana 3/3.
You know what she does?
Yeah, so she can block creatures with flying. If she blocks a black creature, she gets +1/+2.
Why?
I remembered it because it was so bad.
That's fair. The next one I don't know what it does, but it has the term. It has 2 nice,
2 gay terms. 2 key gay
So
terms.
usually a lot of people who are into drag call each other sisters.
Their
So we have
peers are sisters.
sisters of the flame. Flame implying gay,
Flaming implying very gay.
homosexual.
Homosexuality. Let's go read Sisters of the Flame. 1 red for a 2/2. Tap, add red. Oh. I really don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. This is probably way better than I thought it would be. All right, Sisters of the Flame. Commander Pride staple because it actually makes mana and does something.
All right. Next we have whispering shade. So when you're throwing shade, you're
Throwing insults, negative energy, negativity.
yeah, and they're whispering that shade because
You're a gossip monger jerk. Don't throw shade.
yeah. So
Shade's bad. I don't even know the origin, but it is very common to say you're canceled.
well, it's more of just it's become a thing where like if somebody does something wrong or has like basically
It's over. You've offended me. I don't like it.
well, it's more like
It's like sarcastic.
It's not even that sarcastic. It's also come to a term with like if they've done something completely to the point of like they've separated themselves from the community and the community doesn't have anything to do with them, they're canceled.
They're canceled.
We're done.
Now, what card in Magic could convey that better than cancel?
Cancel. Yeah.
Cancel. Chad was saying, cancel does pretty well. I'm like, could we maybe use cancel?
Yeah. Cancel seems like the perfect card.
1 blue, counter a spell.
And when you play it, you get to go, you're canceled.
Yeah, what happened to that spell? It was canceled. Literally, that's what happened. It's great. That's a perfect one, and it's almost as good as the next one.
Next one is Slay.
Slay. That's it.
That's pretty easy.
Slay. Destroy a green creature, draw a card.
Slay.
For 2 and a black. So this deck does have removal. Yes, thank you very much. We have ramp. We have things like the fairy that sacks itself for some reason to get a land. We have cultivate because we're cultivating positivity in this culture, and we now have slay as removal,
Yeah, that's true. We have
and we have whispering shade to pump, and Sisters of the Flame to make mana. Sisters of the Flame is ramp. This deck has it all.
This deck does.
And we're
have
about to get to some real heavy hitters in the miscellaneous category.
Well, we're not there yet. We still have one. We have Drag Under.
like a drag queen show thing. Drag under, which
queen.
is tempo. 2 and a blue. Sorcery. Bounce a creature, draw a card. You know what card does that? Teferi Time Raveler. One of the best cards ever printed. And this is like that.
Sort of.
It is the same mana cost. Just pretend that your Teferi gets attacked afterwards every time.
Yeah, and you only minus, and it never pluses, and it never becomes relevant that they can't cast spells.
And you don't gain life if they attack it.
All right. Yeah.
And then it's great.
Just pretend that.
Now, this is the miscellaneous because we have no idea where these fit, but we want to talk about them because we think we're clever.
Oh, these are funny. Some of these are funny. Sir, what is Clergy Envok?
This is possibly the best card that I've ever seen. So it is 1 and a white for a 1/1, and it taps to prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to any target this turn. And if you don't know the meme value of this card, I'd like you to just take a second and just admire the art. And then once you figure it out, come back to this point, and I'll read the flavor text. So the flavor text is, Faith's shield is hammered out by the blows of unbelievers.
Come
This
on.
was a joint effort, okay? It wasn't the artist, it wasn't the art commissioners, and it wasn't just the flavor text guy. This whole card is what?
It's so memey.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so memey.
That is some unfortunate framing.
It's hilarious though.
It's great.
What about Supreme Verdict?
Supreme Verdict. Can you think of any Supreme Verdicts that may be relevant?
The Supreme Court made a verdict years ago.
What did it do?
Gay marriage is legal.
This is similar,
Boom.
except it kills everyone. Similar in name, not so much in effect, but I thought that was super clever.
Well, what's the next one? Next one's
This is, it is like the most clever and the least clever card.
at the same time.
Yeah, if every gay person suddenly turned into rock people, they would be gays of granite. X, black, green. You destroy all non-land permanents, mana cost X or less. This is a board wipe. 2 board wipes in the Pride deck.
Yeah. So
We got there.
stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got there.
We did get there. We got 2 board wipes into our deck, but also, there's one that's not on here. And we forgot about Big Gay Hunter.
Yes, Big Gay Hunter is 1 black for a 1/1. We are reading it correctly. It has madness for 1, and when it enters, you destroy a creature power 4 or greater.
Big Gay Hunter.
That's him.
He's the Big Gay Hunter.
I don't see anything wrong with what we just did. Okay, those are the first couple. We've got removal. Now we've got more planeswalkers.
Yeah, this Planeswalker is not gay.
And it's a no-brainer with the name.
But he's a Johnny, Caller of the Pride, and a Johnny, Strength of the Pride. Come on. Do we have to explain?
Did we get 1 million subscribers yet?
Do you guys understand why that's funny?
Don't you understand how funny we are? A Johnny Caller makes things bigger and can give things double strike and make a bunch of cats. Cool cats. And a Johnny Strength of the Pride gains you life and actually is one of our favorite cards. One of our favorite planeswalkers in Commander, because if you gain a bunch of life plus some 2 or 3 times, then you just plague wind your opponents.
Yeah, card's pretty.
Don't sleep on that card in life gain decks.
The next one, this. I think this is our biggest stretch.
We have to preface it.
All right.
We have to preface these next 2. I'll let you do it.
All right. So, Lady Gaga.
Not a man or gay, but hold on. Stay with us.
Is a huge cultural icon and supporter, ally for LGBT.
Right.
Rights
Huge gay
and all that.
icon.
So, huge gay icon. She has her fans are called Little Monsters.
So how can we leave them out of this?
So, in order to incorporate Lady Gaga, we have Vivian, Monsters Advocate.
Wow.
Come on. That is so good.
She's the stand-in for Lady Gaga.
She is she's an advocate for the gay community, and also
Monsters.
her community of gay people, she calls them monsters.
Well, all her fans are monsters.
They're little monsters.
Yeah, they're little monsters. So she can look at the top card of your library, make 3/3s with various abilities, tutor up creatures, or, I don't know what her emblem does, but I'm sure it's great.
But when she gets really mad, you know what she does? She makes giant bazookas that launch those blast the fans, or little monsters as they're called.
Yeah, she weaponizes the monsters.
Yeah, she weaponizes the monsters.
I think this could almost be like a LGBT protest card. Weaponize the monsters. Okay, it's time to go get what's ours.
Weaponize them.
Let's go get those rights.
Until you realize you're throwing them at them.
Yeah, it's like, wait, we're doing what?
Yeah.
We didn't bring any equipment.
Quick, Freddie Mercury, get in the cannon.
That's not Freddie Mercury. It's just a mercurial pretender. He died.
We're so funny.
All right. Coalition Flag. I remember what this card does. It is 1 white for an aura. You enchant a creature, and then the creature becomes a flag bearer, obviously because it's holding a flag. And then if someone would target anything, they have to target at least one flag bearer. It kind of lightning rods a creature or a token or something into getting hit by the first single target removal spell. But it's like there's a gay flag.
I mean, yeah,
he's waving it.
Yeah, he's waving a pride flag.
He's bearing it. Sorry.
But also, if there are people who have like there are homophobes and there are people with anger going around, they're always going to take it out on the guy with the flag. Who else are they going to take it out on?
Flavor win.
Flavor win.
The bigots always go after the loudest.
I'm not supporting that, obviously, but I'm saying they're haters.
Yeah, we would like it if our coalition flag stayed in the battlefield.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. Okay, this is a stretch. Transluminant. Here's my thought process on this one. We cannot exclude trans people from the LGBT. They're literally the T. So this is like as close as I could get. We have Alicia as the transgender, but okay. It is a 2-mana 1/2, and you can sack it to make a spirit token. And if you want to get real like deep and cheesy, if you start out not necessarily you're being confused or you're not knowing who you are, and then you kind of like shed all of the fluff, and then you release your inner spirit, and you become who you always were, or something.
Sure.
Whatever the deepest, most meaningful part of that was for you, I think this card kind of applies.
Yeah. So the next one is hilarious to me. We made this one so funny in my head.
This was literally the 100th card.
Yes. What is Tizerus?
Tizerus is a tree.
Tizerus is a tree. So we have a card called Fruit of Tizerus,
right,
which would be the fruit of that tree.
No.
But it's way funnier.
The man's name. We're rottering the man in the art.
The man is I don't want to say it in the sound so he refers to himself. He identifies as a fruit. So he is the fruit.
We're not talking about
Tizerus.
But not in the sense of LGBTQIF. There's no fruit people. He identifies as a fruity gay man. Specifically.
Yeah, he's not. We determined that in the art, he's not eating a fruit. He's eating a vegetable.
Yeah, that's actually.
If
you look closely, it's a vegetable. He is the fruit. Therefore, slot him in.
He is very Twinkie also on the terms of like Twinkie. He looks very Twinkie.
And I will say that so many people in the Greek culture were just gay.
That's true.
Like so many influential people, like artists and philosophers and stuff.
There was yeah.
It was just okay.
Yeah,
nobody cared.
Greek just had a ton of.
They're like, yeah, we just do whatever.
We just do whatever. Counting guys.
Whomever. Okay, this is it. That's all we can probably handle. And every card in the deck besides this is probably even harder to explain.
A lot of them have rainbows on them. Those are the easy ones.
The vivid lands were good. Any land that produced rainbow, all colors of the rainbow, all inclusive.
Yeah, this deck was super fun. It's enjoyable. Half it is half a joke, and it is just
clearly
fun. It is fun. We are going to sit here and say, hey, again, we are obviously in full support of the LGBTQ plus community.
If you're a member of that community, I'd like to know what you thought of the video, actually. So why don't you comment? The special mission.
Yeah, we absolutely love you all.
As a member of that community,
am awesome.
Segue.
I'm awesome. And if you would like to support me and my buddy Beezy, you can head over to patreon.com/user/nitpicking nerds. And there you can join all of our other patrons and join this cool list that's scrolling on screen right now.
The poopy babies.
We love all of them as much as we can without making them uncomfortable because they're amazing. And
surely this video made no one uncomfortable.
We've never made anyone uncomfortable in any way.
Agreed.
Exactly. Even that one video a while ago, we argued for like a half hour. No, it was uncomfortable.
No.
Okay. As long as we got that. And also super secret special shout outs to Patrick Gilbert and Esper Ragnarok. You two guys. You know what you did.
Ooh. Ooh. Also, if you want to support the show in other ways, there's really 3, but I'm going to go over 2 right now. tcgplayer, link in the description. I guess we're going to share this deck with you. Go check it out. There's a bunch of random nonsense that we didn't talk about that you could probably look at and get a nice chuckle out of. Mm-hmm. Also, navigate wherever you want on the site from the Decklist link. Buy whatever you want, and then some of that money goes to us, directly supporting the channel without even having to spend extra money when you buy cards. BuyMeACoffee.com. Unrelated website. It's a tip jar. Self-explanatory. And the last way, just get the word out about Nitpicking Nerds. Just share us on stuff. Retweet. poke your friends on Facebook, and then when they respond and poke you back, you can start a poke chain, and then they'll eventually message you saying, hey, what's up? And you say, Nitpicking Nerds, that's what's up.
And if you can't get enough of the Nitpicking Nerds and you want to see more of me and Beezy, more me, but sometimes Beezy, you can follow us on Twitch. Link is in the description below. And I stream on weekdays from 12 Eastern Standard to 4 Eastern Standard Time.
If you want to see what we think a poopy baby looks like, we're getting emotes.
Yeah, we're going to have emotes.
3 emotes on the way.
We should have, by the time this video comes out, we should have emotes.
They should be there. They're just getting approved by Twitch right now. They're
Yeah.
already up on there.
Yeah, we have emotes. It's official. So get ready for that. Tidbit about our life.
Ooh. What is the... I mean, it should be you. It should be something LGBT related.
LGBT related?
Yeah, I don't know. How has it impacted you? You got Pride? How do you celebrate Pride Month? How about that?
I mean, I could just.
What does Pride mean to you?
What does Pride mean to me? I don't know. I never really thought about it too much.
That's good. That's going to make for great content.
Yeah, I mean,
we're really going to jerk the tears on this one.
You really threw me under the bus. I discovered I was gay when
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I came out of the closet when I was about 16, 17, I can't remember. I had to write it down on paper because I was very emotional to tell my mom. My mom ended up telling my whole family. I mean, she
Purposely,
asked,
right?
She asked. She
Okay.
asked if she could.
Cool.
And nobody really confronted me ever, which was always very useful.
Did you get any like weird family hate for it, or they were all pretty supportive?
Nobody ever. It was just never really brought up.
Okay.
No, it was never really discussed, which I think I'm pretty sure.
So not a ton of positivity.
I mean,
Just kind of like neutrality.
it was just more like
That's the goal, right? I guess.
I didn't bring it up or try and like have a conversation about it, so everyone was just like, "Well, whatever, you're gay," and nobody cared.
That's kind of. I mean, if somebody tells me they're gay, that's kind of how I like. Okay, that's just a thing about you.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't matter. It does matter. That sounded like bad. I mean, it just shouldn't affect anything. It's like, oh, you're gay. You're straight. Okay, yeah,
Right. I mean, in an ideal society, right? It's just kind of another aspect of who you are.
exactly. But
And on that inspirational note, we'll close it out.
yeah, we'll close out. Peace out, Tribe Scout.